Hey Internet, Eric here. Monstrous Monday continues, and Pumpkinhead franchise is finally done. What Monstrous March is like I've said before, unless there is a live stream planned, like an interview or get together with Frenzy, or for some reason I just want to fucking talk about a specific movie. Monstrous March. Well, every month on this channel we'll have a specific theme. Monstrous March. I'm discussing nothing but monster movies, so it can be like Pumpkinhead, a demon come to life. What else I got? King Kong, Godzilla, stuff like that. But today I'm going to discuss one that everyone knows, and I would be very surprised if someone argued with me and said not everyone loves An American Werewolf in London. Now, if you're new to my channel, welcome. I discuss plot, spoilers, specific scenes, what have you. This came out in 1981. Basic plot is we are following David and Jack. Got David and Jack. They're backpacking across Europe. They end up in a place in England, in London, and what happens is they get off the truck. They're looking for a place to stay because it's dark and it's cold. They go to a bar called the Slaughtered Lamb, and after a really, really uncomfortable meeting with the townsfolk, they are attacked by a werewolf. Jack is killed. David is injured. He's taken to the hospital. Falls in love with the nurse, played by Jenny Agutter. Is that her name? Yes, Jenny Agutter. They fall in love, and then David has to deal with the fact that he is now cursed and turning into a werewolf. Fucking love this movie. Like I said, I would be very surprised to find someone who doesn't at least like it. Like my wife, she's not big on it, but she's like, yeah, it's fine, type of thing. I'm very surprised to find if someone didn't like it at all. First off, directed by John Landis, pre-helicopter incident crushing Vic Morrow. The acting, we got David Naughton as as David. Really, really good in this. He's charming. He's got great chemistry with everyone he's on screen with. Really great chemistry with the actor who plays Jack. I buy the love interest or the love story with him and Jenny Agutter. And he's this perfect mixture of a guy who is losing his mind when he does the transformation, which we'll get to. Very, very painful, confused, worried. When he's got there's some dry comedy to it. Really, really great performance. The actor who plays Jack, Griffin Dunn. I know that name from somewhere. Anyway, he is the comic relief. We're following David Moore, and like I said, he's got some drama and stuff like that. But Jack, he's complete comedy. We don't see him much because he's killed in the first 15 minutes, if that. But he keeps reappearing as a specter to David. Only David can see him because he is now cursed to walk in limbo, basically, until the wolf that attacked him, like the bloodline of the wolf, and which means, like, since this wolf attacked this person, but this person is alive, so that bloodline, or whatever it's called, the curse line, I don't know, is severed. So basically, what David's being told by Jack is, I'm cursed to walk limbo until you fucking die, dude. And he's shown up as he's torn up, like what he looked like, the finished product. And he's just making light of the subject, making it really, really funny. And every time we see him, he's more and more decomposed. And he's still funny. I get some shit on my glasses. Anyways, so I really like him. Jenny Agutter, one of the most gorgeous women put on screen. So you understand why David falls in love with her. And she is this sweet, kind nurse. Like Doc Brown says, Florence Nightingale effect. She falls in love with her patient or with the person she's taking care of. Very sweet on him. You buy the love story. The movie ends. You buy the sadness. I like the scenes where she's playing with the kids, like in the infirmary. She's really, really, really good. Other characters. Not many. There's a policeman. He's there, does his job. That's about it from the main characters. Now, let's get to the transformation, or the final product of the wolf. One of the coolest looking werewolves, in my opinion, one of the scariest looking werewolves, in my opinion, on screen Still holds up today. I love how it's just this gigantic hairy beast with the eyes, the fangs, and it walks on all fours. I can't think other than this and the sequel. We're gonna get to that where the wolves run on all fours. It's usually a bipedal wolf man. I like that. It looks like a fucking forest animal, a beast, and that's what makes it so scary. The way it looks. We're gonna get to the Rick Baker transformation. Um, I can't. Does it say? Yeah, it won an Academy Award, right? I believe so. I think it won an Academy Oscar-winning special makeup effects. That's right. I think they created special makeup effects category for this film. It's amazing. It's slow. It's painful. You see the pain on David Naughton's face. Simple things. Because if you think about it, your bones are shifting, your muscles are stretching, you're popping everywhere. It's painful. The hand, there's a great shot where his hand is stretching out so it turns into a paw. The way his face is turned into, like, the snout, the back when he's hunched up on all fours and you see the spine pop up. It's a great performance. It's painful. You feel for him. And it's so cool. It's such a good transformation. Michael Jackson, who was a real big fan of this, hired Rick Baker and John Landis to direct the Thriller music video because of this. Because Michael Jackson wanted to transform into a werewolf. And it was great. Perfect mixture of comedy in this. Like I said, oh, well, let's get to the makeup effects. It's not just a transformation. It's not just what the wolf looks like. It's what Jack looks like. Because, like, when we first see Jack, his face is clawed to hell. Open wounds, blood everywhere. But we also have little pieces of detail, like on the neck area, the part of the skin that goes around your jawbone, that's hanging. So every time he's talking, it's just flapping in the wind. That stuff. By the end of the film, he's just fucking skin and bones with with visible eyeballs and a little bit of hair. But it's still great. The animatronics work. I don't know if that was makeup or what. Fantastic. Now let's get to the use of comedy. It's very dry, very dialogue heavy comedy, but I love it. There's a scene where, because lots of times David is either having hallucinations, where he's like eating animals in the forest, or he wakes up naked in a zoo. He wakes up naked in a zoo with the wolves, and he has to find a way to get out. And he's hiding in a bush, and he's trying to coax a little boy to come over. And the little boy's got a bunch of balloons. And he's like, "I'll give you a couple pounds." Takes the kid's balloons, and then we just have the little boy go to his mom. "A naked American man stole my balloons." Stuff like that. One of my favorite funny scenes is when the finale happens in a porno theater. David is there. He meets Jack, and Jack he has now brought the spirits of the other people that were killed by David as a werewolf. So you have some homeless people. You have the guy from the subway, and they're all angry at David, obviously, and they're trying to think of different ways for David to kill himself. You could use a gun. You could use a knife. You can use a rope. Hang yourself. And Jack, being their friend, no, that would hurt too much. So those little bits of funny dialogue sprinkled in. John Landis, despite what a type of person he is, he knows how to use the camera, because what I think is great is a lot of the kills, aside from the attack where Jack gets attacked, and then the crazy finale, which we'll get to, the attacks are off screen. Homeless people are killed off screen. The man in the there's a couple, they're killed off screen. The man in the subway station, the subway station. We see him chased. We see the POV of David as the werewolf, but it's following the guy. He's running, and then suddenly he trips, and we have the camera going over him. It's really, really good. You're hiding the monster. You're hiding the blood and gore. We get to see the after effects when they're in the porno theater. But the tension is really good. The scares. We see the howls. Some of these scenes are in darkness. That scene where he's in the subway, it's not broad daylight, but, the lights are everywhere. But you see nothing, but you still feel that tension, that fear. I love it. There's some fucking crazy shit in this movie. Two scenes in particular. David, as he's slowly changing, I guess you would say, he starts having hallucinations. One of the weirdest hallucinations is he's at his family's house. They're Jewish. You can tell because they have the is it a menorah? Is that the thing with the candles that's in the background? So you know they're Jewish. And Nazi SS werewolves in the suits bust through, but they're humanoid bipedal werewolves, and they just fucking kill his family. They shoot up the house, kill his family, cut his fucking throat. Then he wakes up and it's a dream. In comes Jenny Auguter, and then another SS jumps through the window and fucking stabs her to death, and he wakes up again. Weird fucking shit, but it's just those scenes that stick with you. Now let's get to the finale. Turns into the wolf at the porno theater, eats one of the patrons, and then it's Piccadilly Circus, and it is just total chaos from here to there. Cops are there, people are running away, the werewolf is jumping, biting people in the necks. You see heads flying around, cars crashing, people getting run over, people flying through windshields, and it's just 5 minutes, if that, of just unmitigated chaos, and it's just so good because you don't know who's safe, and you don't know what's going to happen to David. The music, lots of fun. Everyone knows that every single song has the word moon in it. It's a lot of fun. We hear Blue Moon quite a bit. Uh, Honestly, if there's anything wrong with this film, it's a nitpick, and it's the very, very, very end. And I've discussed it on the Night Watch Zone before. Um, Piccadilly Circus going crazy. Everybody's dying. David's eating everybody as the werewolf. He's shot dead. It focuses on his naked body. We see Jenny Agutter crying. She's so sad. It's a heartbreaking scene because they loved each other. You bought it. And then it quickly goes to Blue Moon. But instead of like the slow version of Blue Moon that we heard, it's the bomb, 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 like the upbeat and fun. Now I know Knight kind of explained it that you had to have that difference of tone because of what we just saw, and I get that, but for me, it didn't fit. Now, what other song could they throw in there with the word moon in it? I don't know, but that's just like a tiny, tiny freaking nitpick in this fantastic werewolf movie. There is a reason why this movie is usually at the top of everyone's list for werewolf films. Great acting, perfect mixture of comedy and horror. Landis is really good behind the camera here. The fantastic practical effects, whether it's the transformation, the blood and the gore that we do see, Jack's different phases, I guess you would say, as being a zombie ghost, a zombie spirit, whatever, what have you. The final product of the werewolf, so good, beginning to end, great pacing. Creepy ass fucking scene when they're in the slaughtered lamb, when they're in the pub. And you have the guy from Alien 3, the commandant or whatever he is in Alien 3. He's talking to them. You got Rick Mayall, Drop Dead Fred in the background playing chess. That's creepy and uncomfortable, and you can feel that they're like, they need to get the fuck out of there. Stay on the road, stay away from the moors. Doesn't happen. Fantastic movie. Love it, beginning to end. Highly recommend it. There are people out there that haven't seen it, so if you haven't, ruined everything for you, but go see it anyway. That's it. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. Comment below. Tell me your thoughts. Do you love this movie? Hate it? Don't give a shit? Click the bell. Coming up next, its sequel, An American Werewolf in Paris. I think it'll be I haven't seen it in over probably 25 years. Seen it once. A lot of people say it's one of the worst horror movies of all time. Take that with a grain of salt, because everybody says this is the worst horror movie of all time. Blah, blah, blah. Is it worth the hate? All I really remember is the guy from That Thing You Do is the werewolf, and the CGI is pretty bad. And then we'll see where I go from there for Monstrous March. Maybe I'll throw in Godzilla. We'll do that next. I don't know. But anyways, like and subscribe, all that jazz. Coming up. And I think it's a sequel in name only. Who knows? Anyways, yada yada. I'm rambling. I always do this. Cheers.